Council Bluffs, this is News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Schrock Innovations presents Nebraska's #1 independent computer repair company with offices in Omaha and Lincoln. This is Compute This.
Alrighty, folks, welcome into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. We have 3 service centers to help you out, and this is going to become important later in the program today. The first location, the original, is in Lincoln, 27th and Pine Lake Road. The second location that we opened was in Omaha at 168th and Burke. That's just across the street from the Village Point Mall. And then the newest location, which is the newest one twice over, because we moved it, is now the Papillion Service Center, which is on the corner of 84th and Highway 370. 866-496-8772. That's the number to join us on the show today. If you have a question, you want to give us a call, you can ask a question, make a comment, be a part of the program today, and we'll put you in the drawing for a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate, good for anything you might need over at the Service Center, which, again, will become important later on the show. Now, I'm just going to, let's kick it off with some business here, some old business, if you will. All the meetings start, is there any old business? All right, is there any old business? Yes, there is. Last week, we talked about the new Redstone 4, that's what it is. I wanted to call it Redstone 5 because we were reading that article last week, but the Redstone 4 update for the Windows Creators Update. That is basically a whole new version of Windows that's coming down to everybody who has Windows 10. You will get it automatically. It will come down to your computer next month. This is the exact same thing that happened last November-ish. And so if you recall, and I've had several customers in the Service Center that I've been able to talk to this week that remember this vividly, if you have Windows 10, let me backtrack. If you had Windows 7 and then you got Windows 8, that was an upgrade to your operating system. You went from 7 to 8. If you had 8 and then you went to 8.1, that's an upgrade. If you went from 8.1 to 10, that's an upgrade. If you went from 7 to 10, that's an upgrade. Now you're on 10. The version of Windows 10 you have right now is not the same operating system that came out 2 years ago. Plus, this is a completely different version of Windows 10. So this upgrade is going to come down to your computer as a Windows update. As a Windows update. It is not an update. It is an upgrade. For Mac users out there, this is the same thing as going from one version of OS 10 to the next version of OS 10. You can get it online as like an update, but it's an upgrade. It's a whole new version of Windows. You don't have to pay for it. It's completely free from Microsoft. One of the things that we're doing for you is the same thing we did in November. We're going to have the Schrock Safe Upgrade available for purchase. In fact, it's available on our website right now. I'm not going to go into a lot of this today because we have other things to cover, but I do want to mention it because if you do end up on the website later today, when I start talking about other things, you might want to add one of those to your cart. So the Safe Upgrade, how this works is you can let this automatic update install on your computer, and 80% of you will have no problem whatsoever. Now, I will remind Dell and HP users what happened 2 weeks ago with a regular Windows update. All of a sudden your keyboard and mouse wouldn't work. A lot of you had to come in and pay 1 to 2 hours of labor for us to fix that keyboard and mouse issue because you couldn't type or click or tap on the screen. It just didn't work. So you had to come in and have us fix that. Some cases we were able to fix it. In some cases we had to completely restore the computer and start over again. So it was a big deal. That was a tiny little Windows update. That was nothing. Now granted, that doesn't happen very often, but that was just an update. This is an upgrade. This is changing everything, not just changing one little thing. When you buy the Schrock Safe Upgrade, it's $50 for the Schrock Safe Upgrade. When you purchase it, you get a few things. First of all, when you download it to your computer, now it's not available yet. You can buy it now. It's not available for download yet because we have to wait till Microsoft pushes out the update next month, right? So you buy it now. You have it in your Schrock account. You'll get an email when it's time to download. You'll hear me on the show tell you it's time to download. You'll get it'll be on Facebook. It'll be everywhere. You download you run our program. First thing it does is if you don't have Drive Advisor installed, it installs it and it checks the health of your hard drive. If you have Drive Advisor installed, it checks the health of your hard drive. We don't want to install this update on a bad hard drive. Number 2, it's going to check the status of your antivirus software. If you're running Viper antivirus with the lifetime license you paid, $50 for, it's going to warn you, hey, it's possible you could have a bug. Are you sure you want to go forward? Now, those of you who are running Viper on a lifetime license, and I'm not singling out Viper because I don't like it. It's just, come on, guys. Pay one time and get some free service for the rest of your life? That dog don't hunt. Not for very long, anyway. Feed the dog one time and he'll hunt for the rest of his life. That's the analogy, okay? If you don't keep giving that dog some puppy chow, he's either going to eat you or he's going to stop hunting at some point. You know what I mean? So stop following your hunting anyway, hunt for himself. And you don't want your computer out hunting for itself. It's a bad thing. This is going too far. To bring it, to reel it back in, bring it back home, you want to get this update, but you want to get it in a controlled way. So our program will do all the checks to make sure your computer is safe and stable and good to go. Then it's going to download the update from our super fast Amazon S3 server. It's not going to download it from Microsoft's super slow server for the masses. So you download it. If the download gets interrupted, it can be resumed. If the installation fails for some reason, you don't have to download it again. Why is that important? Every internet service provider almost now is metering your connection. That means you only get so much internet a month without paying an extra fee. If you end up downloading this thing over and over and over again from Windows for a Windows update, you can very easily end up with a $10 to $50 internet bill that month. You don't want that to happen. So it downloads it one time from our super advanced server and then saves it on the computer, and then you can install from there. And then it installs it for you. But here's the real benefit, the Schrock Safe upgrade. All that stuff is great. The real benefit is if something goes wrong, that 20% of you, that something is going to go wrong, that are going to end up with a $200 repair bill, guess what? You paid $50 for a product from Schrock Innovations that was guaranteed to install the Spring Creators update, that's the one coming out next month, on your computer. Assuming your computer is compatible, of course, which it is if you have Windows 10. If that installation doesn't work, we call that a warranty. You paid us $50 to get a job done. And if that job can't get done, we'll bring it in on the bench and figure out why. Now, some people don't like to buy things online, and I understand that. And it seems like everything in the world is going online now, to buy it online. You can buy this through the service center. You can call into the shop and they can place your order for you. They will open a Schrock account online for you. They will process your credit card in the store on the terminal, but then they will mark you as paid in the system. You still have to log into the website. You still have to download it when it comes out. The reason you're getting this for $50 instead of the normal $80 is because it's kind of a self-service. Those of us who are old enough to remember that you pull up to the gas pump and you could go to self-serve or full serve, it's the same principle. You're doing self-serve, so you're saving $30. If you can't figure out how to download it, or it's not working when you download it, you can bring it into the store, but we convert you to the full service price at that point. Now, if you run it and it doesn't work, that's a warranty. Okay, I hope that's clear. We're going to talk about that a lot more next week. I wanted to put it out there because a lot of you will probably be going to the website, if you haven't done so already, to purchase your preventative maintenance checkup certificates on sale. So yes, every single week. I mean, you heard them on the air, people calling in like, when is the maintenance checkup sale? And you heard me say, well, we kind of play it by ear. We kind of figure out. Well, that time hit. And it was a little bit earlier this year. We didn't, let me check that. Last year we had it in February. This year we made it to March before things slowed down a little bit. I think it's partially because of the weather we're having, where it gets warm and then it gets cold, and then it gets warm, and then it gets cold. I don't know what's going. There's not a nice steady warm up here going on, but nevertheless, preventative maintenance checkups are on sale right now at Schrock Innovations. Now, this year's promotion schedule. There's two reasons we do maintenance checkups on special. Number one, we want you to get the preventative maintenance your computer needs. And people don't do preventative maintenance. People don't like to go to the dentist for their checkups every 6 months. People don't like to get their furnaces and their air conditioners inspected before the season starts. People don't like to do preventative maintenance on their computers. It's a pain in the butt. It's money you have to spend. Do I need to spend it? Can I get away without spending it? You should have preventative maintenance done on your computer once every 6 months. The reason I'm bringing this up is because we may not have time this year to do a second one on special. Okay, so once every 6 months, we try to do it twice a year so that you can time the sales and get it done on special. I can't guarantee you that we will have the time to do a second one this year before the end of the year because of the safe upgrade schedule, because the ultimate upgrade is coming out. Then we're into the summer, then we're into back to school, then we're right back into holiday special again. And somewhere in there, we have a bunch of other products that we normally run a sale on at some point during the year that we have to squeeze in. I'm just not sure we're going to have time to run a second one. So the reason I'm bringing this up is there are two ways you can take advantage of the preventative maintenance checkup sale. Option one, you can just come in. The lines are not bad right now. We did our internal release. You may have received an email. You may have seen it on Facebook. That's all we've done. Monday, it's going to hit TV, and it's going to be super boosted on Facebook. So if you're going to bring your computer in, we're open on Saturday from 10 in the morning until 8 in the evening. We're open on Sunday from noon to 5. You can bring it in now, and we can work on it for you. And the lines are not bad right now. Not bad at all. You can also, if you can't bring it in, let's say you're just busy today. You can't bring it in. You're busy next week. How long is it going on? At least 2 weeks, give or take. So could be 3 weeks. It's not going to be less than 2. So you don't have to rush in today. But if you want a fast turnaround time and you're going to bring it in, definitely bring it in sooner rather than later. Now, second thing is, if you can't bring it in, you can go to our website at schrockinnovations.com and you can purchase a preventative maintenance checkup certificate. Okay? The certificate entitles you pay for it now, it entitles you to one preventative maintenance checkup at no additional charge sometime in the next 6 months. Does that make sense? So, like I said, I cannot guarantee that we will have the time this year in our promotional schedule to run this special a second time. So, for those of you who haven't been in a while, and I know there's at least 14,000 of you, you'll get a robocall if you're one of these people. We try to let the sale go on naturally for a while so that people come in, because, it costs us $1 for every call we make. And so 14,000 calls, that's a lot of dough. If we can get, 500, 600, 700 of those people just to come in from hearing it on the radio, that saves a little money, and that keeps costs down. When you're doing something for just about half off, that saves quite a bit of money. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, we have new listeners. We have geographically diverse listeners now from Facebook, where we're live at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations right now. Actually, you can go watch the show. So if you are geographically distant, we cannot do a full maintenance checkup on your computer over the Schrock desk because there are physical things we do during the maintenance checkup. We physically blow your fans out and test your fans and test your power supply. We hook up a little tester unit to the wires, and it tells us if all the voltages are okay. There's a lot of physical stuff that we do. We can do we call it in the shop a pseudo checkup that we can do. A pseudo checkup is everything but the physical stuff. We can do that. It's not a full checkup. If you're geographically diverse, though, maybe that's the best you can get. If you are in the Omaha, Lincoln metro areas or can get your computer in for this, you definitely want to come in for it. Now, what I would do if I was in your shoes is I would bring my computer in for the preventative maintenance checkup, get it done on the bench, and I would buy a certificate. The reason being, the certificate is good for 6 months. So you get your preventative maintenance checkup done now, and you've got a freebie in 6 months that expires in 6 months. So don't let it expire. But then you can come in and you can get another one on sale, even if we don't have time to run the sale a second time. I hope that makes sense. I've just thrown a lot of information out in 15 minutes, and I'm kind of making my own head spin. So to recap briefly, for those of you who are new to the program or new to Schrock Innovations, the preventative maintenance checkup special is going on right now at Schrock. It is our most popular product in the entire company. We have no other product that sells like the preventative maintenance checkup does because, and we're going to go into this in the program today, what it actually does for you, but the bottom line is it detects problems much earlier than if you just experience them. And they're much less expensive to fix than when you just experience them. The second thing is if you have a budding problem, maybe you don't want to fix the computer. Maybe you want to basically find out how much time it has left so you can start saving for a new computer, or you can start planning to grab one of our sales, or whatever you want to do with it. We have people who come in for a maintenance checkup, find out their computer's hard drive is starting to fail, decide they don't want to fix it for whatever reason. They're going to try to ride it through until the holiday special. Our job is to give you options. If that's what you want to do, that's kosher pickles. Go for it. So here's the thing. If you want to take advantage of this, I would encourage you at a minimum to go to our website at SchrockInnovations.com. You click on shop and you can click on specials, and it's right there, the maintenance checkup special. You click on that. It takes you to the page. You need to buy a certificate for each computer you want to get a maintenance checkup on. So if you have 3 computers in your house, get 3 certificates. You don't have to rush your computer in today if you don't want to, but definitely buy the certificates. The second thing is, while you're on the website and you have the credit card out anyway, if you are going to do the safe upgrade, which we're not really going to go into a lot of details about that this time. A lot of you bought it last time. If you're going to do safe upgrade, while you're on the website, go to shop and software and grab Safe Upgrade too. And then when you check out, you've got all the products. It'll save all this information in your Schrock account. So if you ever wonder, hey, did I buy a maintenance checkup certificate? You can go look. You can log into your Schrock account and see your purchase history and see if you bought one. It also creates a work order in our service center. So if you want to know, hey, did I ever use my maintenance checkup certificate? You can call us up, and then if you didn't use it, we'll find you in the system. Now, we try to call people when they're about to expire to remind them to use it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We do our best to make that happen. But nevertheless, this is your opportunity to save, $45 off a preventative maintenance sale. They're normally $90. This is almost half off. They're $49.99 on the website at SchrockInnovations.com. There may or may not be a promo code available on Facebook. What is a promo code? A promo code is something that you can type into the promo code box that gives you like a $5 discount. And what we do is we use that to track how you heard about the preventative maintenance checkup sale. So there was a promo code in the email we sent out that you could use. And if you didn't use it, you can't go back and use it now. Please don't call and ask us to retroactively apply the promo code. Buy a second certificate, right? One for 6 months from now. Use the promo code there. If you used the promo code before, that was in the email, you cannot use it a second time for another certificate, unfortunately. It's a one-time shot deal. However, there is one that you could use on Facebook. So what you want to do is look for where it says promo code on Facebook. Promo code on Facebook. Okay? Are we clear? Did I make that clear enough for everybody? Because, we use it to track where you heard about it. So we wouldn't want you to use the promo code on Facebook if you're not on Facebook. You know what I mean? Because then we'd be like, wow, look at Facebook. We get so many sales from Facebook. This is great. It wasn't Thor sitting on the radio saying, use the promo code on Facebook. Okay? 866-496-8772. We're going to take our first break of the program where I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to slow myself down because I know I get to chattering a little bit. And then we're going to jump into the phones. Linda, stay on the line. Your call is coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations can't teleport technicians to you, but online help is only a click away with the Schrock Desk. Subscribe today and get unlimited help whenever you need it. External hard drives are handy. You can back up multiple computers to them or even use them to move lots of data from one computer to another. Computer users have been buying the same old external hard drives for years. While our computers have been getting faster, we still do backups that take hours or watch epic progress bars creep by to move files. Schrock wanted more for our customers, so our innovators created the fastest external hard drives on the planet. Schrock modular storage devices are up to 50% faster than Seagate or Western Digital externals and are modular in the truest sense of the word. We can create whatever size and speed of drive you need for all of your needs, and all modular storage devices come with a data restoration guarantee. If you use our drives for backing up and your computer's hard drive fails, we'll restore your backup to your repaired computer for free. fast, simple, and flexible technology solutions from Schrock Innovations. It's what we do. Compute this Pro Tip 299. There are enough mothballed computers in U.S. homes to give one to every man, woman, and child in the country. Many of these computers find their way into landfills where they can leak cadmium, lithium, and other nasty chemicals into the groundwater. Schrock Innovations is very proud of the fact that we recycle more e-waste every year than we create. You can drop off any old or broken computer equipment to our service centers at any time, free of cost. We only charge $15 just for monitors because they are especially difficult to process. No appointment is required, and we accept all computer-related equipment like printers, keyboards, speakers, and accessories. Additionally, the rare earth elements in computers can be recycled right here in the U.S. to reduce our reliance on supplies from foreign countries. Take a moment, drop off your old computer equipment today, and Schrock will make sure it's properly recycled and put to good use right here in the U.S. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty. Deep breath from the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. My name is Thor Schrock. You can come over to Schrock. We have 3 locations. As I mentioned earlier, this is kind of important if you're going to bring it in. We're open Saturday from 10 to 8, Sunday from noon to 5. We are also open Monday through Friday. You know, I don't know if that's important to anybody, but it's 10 to 8, Monday through Friday. 866-496-8772, 3 locations. Lincoln, the original, 27th and Pine Lake Road in South Lincoln. In Omaha, 168th and Burke at the just across from Village Point at Village Point South. And then in Papillion, the new Papillion Service Center is on 84th and Highway 370. We're just behind Kohl's Pharmacy, right next door to Spin Pizza and Ollie and Hobbs. 866-496-8772. Linda, your call is next up on the program. How can I help you on Compute This?
Well, I just want to make a comment. I went on your online and purchased the maintenance certificate, and that is the easiest way to ever do anything. So I appreciate you putting that on there.
Well, no problem. It was one of those things like, okay, originally, Linda, imagine a time when I would get on the radio and say something like this, and then we would have like 1,000 people come between 3 service centers. So we'd have like 300-400 people. And Lincoln usually gets. We've been in Lincoln longer than we've been in Omaha. We've been in Lincoln almost 20 years. So we have the people know in Lincoln when we say there's a maintenance checkup sale, they all come immediately because they all want to get on the bench quickly. And oh my gosh, it's just. We had to start staggering the marketing because if we said it on TV and on the radio and on Facebook and everywhere else at the same time and sent the email, we weren't providing good service to anybody. Now, that's when we introduced the certificates, but then we had to manage it all on paper. Now, thanks to Schrock Interactive, we have a handy-dandy online system where you can buy it, you can look at your purchase history. Did you grab the Safe Upgrade, Linda, while you were there, by the way?
No, I shouldn't. I didn't know anything about that, and I guess I need to go back in and do that.
Yeah, whenever you have time. It's not being released until next month. The only thing with the Safe Upgrade is we only sell a certain. That's a limited quantity. We don't sell because if we sell too many, I mean, let's just say something goes catastrophically wrong with Microsoft's update. Would you really? I mean, wow. If we had I think we capped it at 1,000 last time. If we sold more than 1,000 of those and we had to do warranty service on all of them. That would be bad. At the same time, that would be really bad. So we don't want to have a situation where we sell like 5,000 of them and then something goes wrong and then we have just a horrible customer experience. So, but by no means are we anywhere close to selling out. We quietly put it up on the website last week. We have had some people go through and purchase it, but this is the first real mention of it. So yeah, if you have the time, Linda, pop on there, pick one of those up, or you need one for each computer. Do you have more than one computer, Linda?
No, I just have one left.
Okay, perfect. Then just the one is all you need.
Okay.
And if you want to, like I said, I'm not sure we're going to have a second preventative maintenance checkup. So if you're going to bring it in, like if you have a certificate already, so you could just bring your computer in now and save the certificate, or you could just get a second certificate while you're there and then use one, now in the coming days, and then use the other one 6 months from now, and that way you still get your 2 preventative maintenance checkups in the year at the discounted price.
Okay.
All right. Hey, thank you very much for the call, Linda. I'm glad the experience was good for you. I'm glad that everything went swimmingly well, and I appreciate you giving us a call to let us know.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a great afternoon.
You too.
All righty. 866-496-8772. All right. So we've talked about the preventative maintenance checkup sale. We've talked about Safe Upgrade. What exactly is done to a computer during a preventative maintenance checkup sale that's so special? If I have Drive Advisor, Secure Updater, do I really need preventative maintenance on my computer? These are all questions we've had in the past. Do I need to bring my power cord in when I bring my computer in for a preventative maintenance check? These are all great questions, and we're going to cover them all for you here. Now, first thing, the power cord one is obviously the most important. If you have a laptop, we need your power cord because your power cord is your power supply, and we can't test it if we don't have it. We have power cords in the shop for just about every laptop you can imagine, but we want to test your power cord, especially if you're having problems with the computer. Number two, if you have a desktop computer, in most cases, we do not need your power cord because they're universal and we have a big box of them and you don't want to know where we got them. When you get home, everybody's got an extra one at home, and that's why we have a box of them. Don't bring those power cords in. Third, though, there are some computers, especially HPs, some Dells, that require a specialized power cord that's like a laptop power cord. So I guess I'm trying to think of an easy way to explain this. If your power cord has a brick, bring it. If your power cord is just a cord, like a wire, we don't need it. We got lots of wire. But if it's just a brick, if it has a brick in the middle, then we need it. So if you have a laptop, we need it for sure. If you have one of those little cheapo HPs that has the power cord that goes straight into the back, they usually sell for $500-600 at Walmart and Costco and Best Buy. If you have one of those, definitely bring the power cord in because that's the number one thing that causes problems on those units. So power cord, we've covered power cord. Now, what do we do during a preventative maintenance checkup? Now, that one takes a little bit of time, but in a nutshell, we test everything. So we start off with hardware tests. We're going to test your computer's power supply to make sure that it's putting out the right voltages on everything, because if it overvolts or undervolts your motherboard, that can fry your motherboard or fry your hard drive, cause all kinds of problems. Power supplies don't just up and die. They die slowly over time in most cases. If it does up and die, it's usually with a bang, and then it smells like a burnt coffee pot. If you ever left a coffee pot on and all the coffee got dried out of it, yeah, that's that smell. That's where, if you've ever boiled a pot dry, that's the smell. So you'll smell that and you'll be a pop and your computer won't turn on. It's pretty obvious the power supply failed. On the other hand, though, most power supplies get surged or damaged and then they don't work, or they just wear out over time. And then they don't put out the right amount of voltage, or they put out inconsistent voltage. We need to test for that. Then we're going to check your hard drive. Yes, if you have Drive Advisor does detect just about every type of hard drive failure before it happens. It obviously can't detect a sudden failure before it happens, hence the nature of a sudden failure. If it's fine and then the next minute it's not fine, there's no way to predict that. But there is the possibility that your hard drive surface is degrading, and Drive Advisor isn't going to see that until the drive tries to use that part of the surface and the drive realizes that surface doesn't work. Now, we want to find that out in the shop. So we do a surface test of your hard drive, which is much more in-depth than the test the Drive Advisor does. So it's different. The third thing is we're going to check your email on your computer. We're going to check your email. That's what I get from multitasking. All right, we're going to check your memory because, I can't remember that and say email instead. We're going to check your computer's memory. We're going to test it, get it nice and warm, test all the little sectors and blocks on the chips, make sure everything is working good. Then once we're done with the physical stuff, of course, we're going to blow out the fans. We're going to spiff it up and wipe it down for you. It's going to be all shiny and clean when you get it back. That's kind of cool, too. But then we get to the inside of the computer. That's where the magic happens. That's where you get up to a 25% performance improvement on the internet and all kinds of other stuff that we'll get into here on the program. 866-496-8772. Stay on the line, Bill. We got to take our bottom of the hour break. Your call is coming up next on Compute This.
If you can dream it, Schrock Interactive's website developers can make it happen. Refresh your website, automate sales and marketing, and grow your business today with Schrock Interactive. Schrock Innovations has spent nearly 2 decades working to make your technology life easier. And the all-new SchrockInnovations.com is no exception. Now you can order new modular computers and solid-state laptops directly from our website. Secure your computer with our virus-free guaranteed Symantec endpoint software. Find innovative new technologies like our modular storage devices and get free help and tips. Take a look at the special section to find sales on one-of-a-kind items, display models, refurbished units, and our latest special offers. Swing by the Compute This page to watch TV segments and archived radio shows, or even get one-on-one help through the Schrock Desk. As always, we respect your privacy, so we secure our website with the latest encryption technology and only the most secure payment methods. You can pick up your purchases at any of our 3 service centers or have them shipped directly to your door. The new SchrockInnovations.com makes technology simple. It's what we do. Compute This Pro Tip 843. Of all computer failures, the scariest and most expensive is the hard drive. But there are some steps you can take to save money and save your data before it's too late. Detecting failures early is important, so install a free utility like Drive Advisor from driveadvisor.com to monitor your hard drive's health and receive warnings when there's a problem. But most of all, hard drive failures happen slowly, so early detection is key to reducing the repair bill. Second, if your hard drive makes any unusual noises, immediately turn off your computer and do not turn it on again. These issues are physical problems, and the more you try to use it, the worse the damage becomes. Remember that most computer repair shops do not have the specialized equipment needed to recover data from a failed drive. Never open your drive or allow anyone else to do so. Open drives always cost more to recover. Schrock does not charge for data recovery evaluations and quotes, so let the local pros look at your drive before you make any recovery decisions. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. In a Saturday night tweet, President Trump said the Mueller investigation should never have been started. There was no collusion. This as the president's lawyer, John Dowd, calls for an end to the probe. As to why the AG fired Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe,
Jeff Sessions said an investigation by the DOJ's Inspector General determined McCabe lied to investigators who were reviewing the FBI's handling of the investigation into Hillary Clinton's email server, and that he had leaked information to a reporter about the Bureau's investigation into the Clinton Foundation.
Fox's Garrett Tenney. Mueller reportedly now has memos written by McCabe regarding conversations with the president. NASCAR action shifts to California for today's Auto Club 400.
The one to watch heading into Fontana will be the man who won this race in 2011, Kevin Harvick, the driver of the number 4 Jimmy John's Ford, looking for his 4th straight victory in the Cup Series.
Fox's Ben Napolitano. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Now, the News Radio 1110 KFAB Weather Watch.
We're kicking off the start of the morning with pockets of patchy fog across the metro. Our temperatures will warm up to 50 degrees for this afternoon under mostly cloudy skies. A few thunder showers cannot be ruled out in the overnight hours, with those showers lingering into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow will be another cloudy and dreary one, with highs in the lower 50s and scattered showers around. With Omaha's most accurate weather team, I'm 6 News meteorologist Peter Sherwood on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. 3 locations, Lincoln, 27th and Pine Lake Road in Omaha, 168th and Burke, and also in Papillion. The new location is on 84th and Highway 370. 866-496-8772 is the number to join us on the program today. That's what Bill has done. Bill, welcome to the show. How can I help you on Compute This?
Good morning.
Morning.
I have, every time I boot up my computer, I have a pop-up that comes up that I have to say yes or no to, and I think it's related to an LG cell phone that I had once upon a time.
Okay.
The application says B2, B as in boy, 2, C as in Charlie, UA agent application.
Gotcha. Let's take a look and see.
Do you want to make this change to your hard drive, yes or no? What happens is this thing comes up and I can't get by it without saying yes or no. And it also, since I can't get by it, it appears to be not allowing my updates for my secure updater to go through in the middle of the night or whenever it has to. Because when I click on that yes or no, then I get a pop-up that says your updates did not go through, and they start going through.
Okay, gotcha. So, quick question here. Can you spell that for me again?
B as in boy, 2, C as in Charlie, then there's a space, and then UA agent application.
Is there a space after UA?
No.
Okay.
And I went online to look at this, and apparently this is a problem trying to get rid of this program, and I can't find it in my program to uninstall.
Yeah, it is related to the LG device that you had.
Yeah, it says right underneath that, it says LG Electronics.
Okay, so is there any kind of LG uninstaller that you can uninstall from your apps?
No, I cannot find that.
Okay. All right, so basically there's a couple different things we can do. Obviously, when you start the computer up, this program is starting automatically with the computer. We can stop it from starting automatically with the computer. That doesn't remove it. That's one option. We can prevent it from loading. Option 2 is we can use a third-party program that is really good at finding things like this and uninstalling it, called Revo Uninstaller. And Revo Uninstaller, you run that program, you select the thing you want to uninstall, and then you say go, and it webs its way through the computer and uninstalls it all. So first off, the quick solution here is to just disable it from starting, because it's forcing you to interact with the computer on boot, and it's like it's freezing the boot process until you interact with it based on your description. So you have Windows 10, right?
Yes.
Are you in front of the computer right now?
Yes.
Okay. So on your computer, are you familiar, Bill, with the three-finger salute?
Yeah, you mean the Control-Alt-Delete?
You got it. Look at that. We got a veteran here. So Control-Alt-Delete, and that's going to bring up the security options menu. It'll be all blue. On the very bottom of that menu, you want to click on Task Manager.
Okay, I did.
Okay, now you got the Task Manager. It might take a second for it to pop up, but it's going to come up on your screen.
Okay.
And when it does, it's going to tell you all the stuff that's running. Now, there's two different ways you can see Task Manager. In the lower left-hand corner, it'll say More Details or Fewer Details.
It says More, because right now it says there are no running apps.
All right, click on More Details. And now you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
See, isn't that funny how much stuff is running when you have no running apps?
Really?
All right, so now there's tabs across the top of this. About the fourth one from the right is going to be called Startup. Click on that Startup tab.
Okay, I did.
This is a list of every program that starts automatically when your computer turns on. There's a lot of them. So
the first two are the ones I'm talking to you about.
Okay, perfect. So now you'll see if you right-click on those, you can you can change their status to disabled.
Okay.
So change them to disabled, and now the next time you restart the computer, those things will not come up. They will not load. So it doesn't uninstall them. They're still installed on the computer. This is a great way. If you have something popping up and you don't know if you need it or not, and you don't want to go so far as to uninstall it, you can just disable it like this. And then if you restart the computer and you're like, oh, that was for my scanner or whatever, you can just go back in and re-enable it. It's that easy.
Okay.
All right. So you can go ahead and close the Task Manager then, and you should be good to go.
All right. Thank you very much. That was easy.
Well, I try.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks, Bill. Have a great afternoon. 866-496-8772. All right, so we're talking about preventative maintenance checkups because they're on special at Schrock right now. Now, as I said earlier in the program, I'm not sure that we're going to have time to run 2 preventative maintenance sales this year. So what I would suggest you do is when you go online, you can buy more than one certificate. In fact, you want to get one for every computer you have, but what I'm saying is you can get 2. You can use one now, and then the other one's good for up to 6 months. You can use it up to 6 months from now as well. So that way you get your 2 in this year without having to worry about whether they're going to be on sale or if you have to pay full price for them. The other thing is while you're online getting your certificates for the maintenance checkup sale, you might also want to take a look at the Safe Upgrade product. There's only going to be 1,000 of those available, but it is available on the website as well. Since the wallet's out, you may as well add it to the cart and get it all done at one time. So once we're done with the hardware part of the maintenance checkup, now we get to the fun part. Now we get to dig into your computer and fix all the stuff that is just misaligned, not optimized, not going great. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the temporary files and the registry. Temporary files is a super easy fix because your computer has a lot more temporary files in it than you realize it has, and those temporary files, they do slow the computer down, not because they exist, right? There are some files like log files and stuff that don't slow it down at all. But your temporary internet files harken back to an earlier time on the internet when we all had dial-up connections, and it took a lot of time to download a web page. It took 5, 6, 10 seconds to get a web page, and they were much more simple web pages back then. The content didn't change every day. The idea was, if the checksum of the page hasn't changed, if it's the same page as it was before, load it from the hard drive instead of downloading it from the internet because it'll save time. So you saved all these copies of pages on your hard drive. Your computer still does that, except now every day the page changes. Every hour the page changes. So every time you go back, it grabs the new version and saves both. And eventually, when you're on the internet, you're loading a page and it's like, okay, let me check these other 10,000 copies of the page that I have and see if this new one matches any of those. Nope. 10,001, 10,002, 10,003. And it just takes forever to process through that. So if we blast all those completely unnecessary temporary files out, boom. We've just sped up your internet connection by as much as 25%. It can be very dramatic. So we do that first. Anybody can dump temp files, though. That's not a big deal. The next thing is we go into the registry. And we always tell you, you don't need Reg Cleaner. You don't need the driver updater. You don't want to mess with the registry if you don't have to. You don't want to mess with the drivers for your devices if you don't have to. Folks, that is why we are professionals, and we are going to get our wrenches and our pliers and our screwdrivers, and we are going to mess your registry up. We're going to go in there, and we're going to optimize it. We're going to tweak it. We're going to take out, like the UA agent. Why is that being called in the registry? Why is that actually even installed anymore? No, it's not installed anymore. That's why he can't find it in his uninstalled programs. When we clean the registry, we're going to see there's a program that's installed that's not in the add remove programs. That should be fixed, or vice versa. Something that has been uninstalled but is still in the add remove programs. Whoosh, we go through and we'll clean up a couple thousand registry inconsistencies. Now, that doesn't translate into a massive performance in speed performance with your computer, but it's a little bit. And what happens with computers is you get a little bit here, you lost it a little bit at a time. Let's get it back a little bit at a time. So we're going to get that back too. So now we've sped up your internet connection, we've sped up the overall operation of the computer. Now we're going to get into the physical stuff. We're going to check it for viruses and malware as well. Obviously, if that's on there, it's going to slow it down. But we're also going to check it for potentially unwanted programs. What is a potentially unwanted program? Let's just say, for example, you didn't have Secure Updater. And let's say you were going to install Flash on your own. So you went to adobe.com and you clicked on Flash Player and you clicked on download. And it said, yes, there's a checkbox there with tiny little font that said, yes, I would also like the McAfee virus agent. And yes, I would also like this other completely unnecessary program. And you're just like, whatever, next, finish, go. Well, now you have two potentially unwanted programs on your computer, or PUPs. Sometimes PUPs are okay. Most of the time they're not. When you get a couple hundred PUPs loading when you load your computer, anybody with a couple hundred PUPs is going to tell you that's a mess, okay? It's going to slow everything down. You got to walk them. You got to feed them. It's not fun. We'll find good homes for them. Let's get rid of the PUPs. So we get rid of all the potentially unwanted programs so that your computer is loading just the stuff that you want it to load when you turn it on. Now, we won't necessarily uninstall them if you don't want us to. We can just disable them like we did for on the phone here. We can just checkbox disabled. Then if you call back later like, where's my UA agent, Thor? What happened? You can say, oh, well, let's just re-enable that over the Schrock desk real quick. There you go. Now everything is fine, and everything is good again. But after 20 years of doing this, we know what you need, we know what you don't need, we know what you use, we know what you don't use. We don't turn off your iTunes helper because then when you plug your iPod or your iPhone in, nothing happens. We do turn off the HP supply order automation because nobody uses that, or the HP online photo integration tool. Nobody uses that. We'll disable that stuff. We won't disable your HP printer status monitor because then when you print things, it doesn't print. We know that. So you can see we've been doing this for a while. We can go through everyone says, how do you know what to check and uncheck? Just raw experience. Honestly, we go through, we know what to do. So we get all that taken care of. Now, this is where the magic happens. We get in to the physical innards of your computer. And there's dust and buildup on the radiator and the fan blades on the processor, the video card, and other critical components in the computer. Your computer uses air like blood. So like your body needs blood, your computer needs air. The less blood your body gets, the harder your heart has to work, and you go into distress. The less air your computer gets, the harder it tries to work, but it gets too hot. So instead, it has to slow, it goes into distress. It slows itself down. It slows down its processing power, its capability, to the point where your computer, you're like, why is my computer running so slow? And you can go in there, just like we do, and you can blow the dust out, just like we do. But if you don't, your computer has learned that it can't go faster than that because it'll overheat. So it just doesn't do it anymore. So you have to go in there and reset that too. The AMD Cool and Quiet, that's the name of the software under AMD that does that. You need to make sure you reset that so that your computer says, I have air. I can breathe again. Wow, I'm going to go through and I'm going to run at maximum speed. That's when we do all these things together as part of a maintenance checkup and you get your computer back and it's running. Now, on average, I'm going to tell you, if you get a maintenance checkup every 6 months, we're not going to restore 25% of your computer's performance in one shot. Okay? It's up to, that's how the marketing goes, up to 25% performance boost. That's for somebody who's been using a computer for 3 years and has never had a maintenance checkup before. If you're that person, it's time for a maintenance checkup. You want one every 6 months. If you come in every 6 months, this is more of a maintenance thing. We're preventing you from losing the speed of your computer. We're going to make it a little bit faster. You probably won't notice it because, a little bit faster. But if we do notice your computer is really running slow after we've done everything that we can do to it, we may recommend a memory upgrade to speed things up or a solid-state hard drive upgrade to speed things back up again. So there you go, folks. It's the preventative maintenance checkup. It's on sale at Schrock. Last year, we had, I don't have the number in front of me, but there were thousands of certificates sold. There was over 1,000 customers who came in for the sale the day it was, not the day, the week it was launched, the first week. We had over 1,000 people in the shops. So if you're going to come in, please do bring your computer in. Today's a great day to do that. If you can't come in today and you're like, I need to do this, it's a great idea, but I don't have the time to do it today, this week, next week, go on to our website at SchrockInnovations.com and purchase a preventative maintenance certificate. It's good for 6 months. You can use it anytime in the next 6 months, and then you can come in on your terms when the turnaround time is great, especially for people who have business computers that can't go without them for a couple days. You need a really quick turnaround time. Usually around September, the shops get real slow because right before Christmas, things get slow. It's a great time to bring your certificates in. And I'll tell you on the radio, too, if you have a certificate, now's a great time to bring it in. We're slow. That's me saying we're slow on the bench. Bring in a certificate. This is a great time to use them. Right now is not a great time to use your certificate. We're running a sale. But if you want to get 2 maintenance checkups this year, I'm telling you, honestly, I don't think we're going to have time to run it twice. So I would at least get 2 certificates for your computer or bring it in for this one and get a certificate for next time. 866-496-8772. Final break of the program. Greg and Craig, your calls are coming up next on Compute This.
Drive Advisor is a free program from Schrock Innovations that monitors your hard drive's health and tells you if it's going bad. Download it for free at driveadvisor.com. Some people like desktops for their power and upgradability, but nothing rivals a laptop for computing on the go. But why should you have to sacrifice performance for portability? The innovators at Schrock want our customers to have it all, so we created a new kind of laptop, the solid-state laptop from Schrock Innovations. Solid-state laptops are built using the same frame and mainboards as regular laptops, but we've removed half of the moving parts while more than doubling the computer's speed. The result? Laptops that boot to Windows in 6 seconds or less, respond instantly to your commands, and can survive drops that put most laptops into the data recovery lab. Starting at only $499, solid-state laptops give you speed, reliability, durability, and performance for the same price most people pay for a cheap disposable laptop. The next time you're looking for a laptop, check out the solid-state laptops at SchrockInnovations.com or visit any of our service centers. Simple, solid, fast technology is what we do at Schrock. Compute This Pro Tip 578. Technology is constantly changing, so how can you tell when the time has come to recycle your old outdated computer and invest in a new one? Experts have rules of thumb and formulas, but Schrock believes the answer is simple. You should replace your old computer when it can no longer do the things you need in a secure way. For example, you should not be using operating systems like Windows XP or Vista because they're no longer maintained by Microsoft and they're not secure. And if your computer cannot run Windows 10, it's probably time to begin saving for a replacement. If your existing computer requires a repair and that cost is 50% or more of the cost of a new computer, it might be time to consider a replacement. But keep in mind, additional costs like data transfers and important software you have to upgrade like genealogy software or Quicken. And also keep in mind that modern computers are engineered to last 18 months for a normal user. And don't worry, you are considered a normal user. Schrock modular PCs and solid-state laptops are specifically designed to last 4 to 6 years for that same normal user, saving your family money and time. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
All right, guys, this is why you listen to this. Now, we're going to do an after Schrock here at the end of the program. So we're going to end the video feed because it's going to end on me anyway, so why the heck not? Then we'll start a new one for the after Schrock, okay? And it'll be a short one because I got to go pick up my son from his scout camp. That's right. I came in from a scout camp. I did take a moment to take a shower and comb my hair because of the video at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. But I got to go pick him up. I can't forget about him. So we send out the email for the preventative maintenance checkup, right? Telling everybody it's time for the sale, blah, 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 the whole bit. And sometimes I get a reply back. Now, we do our best. We really do our best to make sure our customers are always happy. There are some situations, though, that you just can't make someone happy for whatever reason. And once in a while, will get an email back, you dirty son of a biscuit, don't you ever email me again, Okay, there's an unsubscribe link right at the bottom of the email that you could have just clicked on. I'll click on it for you. Thanks for your email. I'll click the unsubscribe link for you. Sorry we couldn't do anything for you. But I only got one this time around, and the one I got that was negative like that was a woman who was absolutely upset with me because the last computer that she bought from Schrock lasted her only 5 years, and she would never, ever, ever, ever buy another piece of equipment from Schrock Innovations ever again. Oh, boy. And I was like, only 5 years? I mean, so you just heard that the computers last 4 to 6 years is what we advertise. So 4, 6, and there's 5 right in the middle. Like, right on schedule, like right in the average, 4 to 6, there's a 5. Go buy an HP, it'll last 18 months, Okay. So anyway, that was pretty good. 866-496-8772. Greg, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Okay, so you're a good salesman, and I appreciate it, but when I bring my computer in, how long do you have it to do this $50 deal? Great question.
It depends on a lot of factors. In other words, I've trained my staff to never, ever, ever give a time estimate, so I won't give you one either. I can tell you, though, that a preventative maintenance checkup, once you're on the bench, takes 8 to 10 hours total because there's a lot of automated tasks that run on it. So that's why it's such a great value. You're getting a lot of work done to the computer for that half-off price, basically. So here's the thing. If you have an HP computer that you got for $500 at Best Buy, that computer's maintenance checkup is going to be done in 6 hours because there's not a lot to test. It's really disposable. If, on the other hand, you have one of our holiday specials that's got 2 hard drives and 16 gigs of RAM or 32 gigs of RAM in it, that's going to take it's going to take overnight plus a day to test because there's a lot of stuff to test. So how long are we going to have it? It depends how many people are in line in front of you. It also depends on how much of a computer you have. If you have a beast of a computer, they take a little bit longer. But realistically, under normal circumstances when we are not running a maintenance checkup sale, if a customer really presses us for a turnaround time, we say 24 to 48 hours. During a maintenance checkup sale, it can be longer just because of that. That's why we have the certificates. If it's a time-sensitive thing, I would recommend you get the certificate and then wait later on in the sale to come in.
And can you buy more than just one certificate?
Oh, yeah. You need one for every computer. So
no, but I only have one computer, but it sounds like a good deal. So what if I buy 5 and do it over the next 3 years?
Well, because they're only good for 6 months. That you could do it once a month. But,
yeah, no.
But I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't try to. That would be a lot of maintenance, and that kind of. You would be really, really well maintained, but we might actually age the computer by a century or two with all the testing.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, no sweat. Thanks for the call, Greg. All right. Thanks for hanging on there, Craig. You're next up on the program. How can I help you on Compute This?
Yeah, I called. Hey, Thor, great show, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm a client of yours. I've got a holiday special. I don't use it often. It's just a PC because my work provides a computer, right, a laptop Surface.
Gotcha.
Okay, so they provide the phone, they provide a car, everything, man. And if something happens in my life, I'm just pretty much in a black hole. So I'm trying to not be caught flat-footed. I called Kyle at your West Omaha store. They believe they can do this. This is a service you can provide just for me to buy Outlook, and you guys can mirror on my PC my Outlook that I have on my Surface.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, basically what happens is, now it depends on a couple factors. First of all, getting Outlook is not hard. Getting Outlook is easy. We establish a Microsoft account for you. The Outlook is added to your Microsoft account. It's installed on your computer. We check your email on that computer using IMAP instead of POP. And the advantage there is, if on the Surface, if we can also set that up to use IMAP, then if they're both using IMAP, if you send an email from the Surface, it shows up in the sent items on the computer. If you delete it on the computer, it deletes it from the Surface. It's like the two computers are one, and whichever device you happen to pick up first, that's the device you interact with. It updates all the other devices, and you can have your phone and your Surface and your computer all linked together through IMAP, and it really makes life a lot easier for people who are on the go.
Okay, perfect. I'm not sure my internal IT people will let us do that. You know what I mean? And once I get it sent over, I can maintain it.
Absolutely.
That's all I'd want to do.
Well, yeah, definitely. Get that into us. We'd be happy to get some Outlook on there for you and get you up and running.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate the call. All right, we have to draw a winner for the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. Is this going to be handy? I think some people are waiting for this, to see if they win it. Today's winner is Bill. Congratulations, Bill. Your Update UA agent may have just paid you $25 there, so make sure you take that into account when you're rapidly unchecking it from the startup group there. All right, stay tuned, guys. After Schrock coming up on Facebook at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. We'll see you again next Sunday for another edition of Compute This.
Nebraska's news, weather, and traffic station. This is News